Could I ask you a question?
Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah, it's coming.
I don't know, but it seems like it. That's what it seems. I don't know.
Well, if you look at it from a biblical point of view, we've
Exactly.
already had at least three of the seven trumpets.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
three
mean,
of the seven seals that have been broke.
Yeah.
Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power, which is what's happening with the freaking illegal immigrants. While you gradually lose yours, they will have money to lend you, but they will have money none to lend them. In the end,
they will not have money to lend them, but
yeah, we won't have any, and they will rule. They'll become our rulers. Screw that.
Look what's going on in Chicago.
Just like what we said before we went live. I'm sorry, but my ruler is the Lord.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at what's going on in Chicago, people that have lived in Chicago are pissed off with the city council and the county commissioners.
Indiana, you have to love everybody. Doesn't matter immigrants or not. They're one another.
Dustin, I've seen what you're talking about. I was watching the video on that earlier. There was a local news station out of Chicago that was had posted a video. The people are actually going and interrupting the town meetings with the mayor of Chicago, and they're standing up, screaming out and cussing them out.
Yeah, they're like a billion right now.
Yeah, it's to the point where they're about ready to be a violent clash.
Yeah, they're already right when they had that meeting, they were at $1 billion in debt from all the money they've given the illegals. And these people are tired of it because by the end of the year, they're talking between $2 to $5 billion in debt. This time next year, Chicago's not going to be Chicago.
Oh, they've been saying that for years and years, Justin. I don't believe it. They've been saying that for years, you know?
I don't know, man. It just
I
seems
don't know,
like
Indiana. I don't know, but it's saying for the years.
I know. It's just one of those things we need to talk about, but will it actually happen? I don't know.
Like even the Bible says, it's going to end the world. Everybody's going to end the world. How many times have they been saying that for years? Hey, RP, how you doing?
We're not saying that the
world is
ending anytime soon. Only God knows the day and hour that's going to happen. But right now, a lot of the stuff in the book of Revelations and throughout the Bible is coming true. We're having wars, we're having famine, we're having pestilence, disease. Natural disasters that are off the scale.
Oh yeah,
and it's stated everything that you just said is in Revelations. That's going to happen
over again.
There's a hurricane about ready to fucking hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
and it's coming out of the Caribbean. I'm sorry, but if you go back and look, if you go back and look at weather patterns over the last 100 years, it's very rare for a hurricane to pop up out of the Gulf or out of the Caribbean itself. Yeah. They always come off the coast of Africa and travel across the Atlantic.
Yeah. And then,
you got all of them hitting back to back.
Yeah, you got.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Headed towards Florida, and they have like 3 different models of where it's going to hit. But once it hits and comes into land, it's making a sharp left turn and coming up towards Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois to drop a bunch of rain.
Yeah.
I ain't got no fucking
these hurricanes.
Weather
patterns form have changed.
You can share this on your stream if you want to. I don't care.
Because most of the time when hurricanes come in through the Gulf, when they go up around Florida, they usually go off towards the east, back towards England and up the coast. They never hook inland. The only time they
Yeah.
ever usually come
that was
inland
not
is
even
when they
hooking
go up
inland.
through like Texas, Louisiana.
Well, that's not even hooking inland. It's pretty much tracking north.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah, it's going
it's tra-
If you look
straight.
at the way
tracking
they're
north,
showing
but
it,
the model's showing that it's going to hook left, and after it hits land, and all that's pushing up towards the Tennessee, Ohio,
yeah,
Midwest.
it's clipping Ohio, and it's going to cover most of Indiana right into Illinois.
Yeah.
I don't
When
believe it.
have you ever heard of a storm? One of them storms doing that?
The only time I've ever seen it happen was with Katrina, right? Because it came up through New Orleans and then came up in the Midwest and then moved east because it followed the jet stream. I've never seen them hook left inland. They always usually hook right when they come up out of the Gulf.
And that's what we're saying.
Cut
a lot of
through,
fucking
like North Carolina, South
a
Carolina.
lot of shit's happening that's not usual.
Yeah.
You didn't catch my joke.
What's up, Big Chief? No, what was your joke? I missed it. I was looking up your site so I could put the link.
And then everyone's coming to my channel, not yours. I'm shocked.
I know.
You see, I'm popular
I
now.
know. I know, Griggers. We love you. You know, we love you.
You guys, I'm not streaming it. I'm not live. It's Indiana doing the. If you want to come step by and say hi to Indiana, please give me a thumbs down.
But
I don't care. Thumbs down, thumbs up. I don't care.
I love Indiana. You know that. I'm fooling with you.
See,
yeah.
You did that video.
Oh, Griggers, you make me. Hey, you make me so proud, buddy.
Trying to get what $1 million or $2 million to build affordable housing. My town's trying to get $7 million to build affordable housing. It ain't for the people. Ain't for the homeless. They're not building it for the homeless to get the homeless off the streets. What they're doing is they're building that shit for all these illegals.
Hey, Coop Dog.
And they're kicking people out of public housing right now.
Yeah,
left and right.
And what we're talking about, since we have some new viewers, what we're talking about is the end of time. Is it really near? Because and we're talking using biblical issues or biblical terms. You know, it says it in the Bible, right here. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. They will have money to lend you, but you will have none to lend them. In the end, they will be your rulers. And I'm sorry, nobody's going to rule me except for Trinity, Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
No one isn't going to rule you. No one is. No one is. For guaranteed 100%. You know? It's impossible. You know? You and your own self. You know? People don't.
We don't own ourselves, Gregory. The government owns us.
I disagree with you, Justin. I disagree with you. Part of them, yes.
You don't pay your taxes. What happens? You go to prison. You don't pay your taxes on your house. You don't own your property. You don't own your vehicle. You don't own nothing. You don't even own your FICA taxes that go into Social Security.
Yeah. The only thing that you own, and that's only if you bought one already, is your tombstone or where you're going to fucking die.
Even then, you don't own that.
You don't even own it.
Our body isn't owned.
You don't even own the fucking grave you're going to be buried in, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Later on, 100 years from now, it's probably going to be covered with other dirt.
No,
or they're just going to bury other people on top of you.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like where my mother's buried, we only own the gravesite for 100 years, and after 100 years, we can renew it. But if nobody renews it in 100 years, they'll remove the tombstone, dig up the coffin, throw it to a mass grave.
Yeah, that was cool, Nick. That'd be cool if West Side came up here. But
I mean, me personally, I don't give what happens to me after 100 years. There ain't going to be nothing left of my body after 100 years. I'm not going to be here to have to suffer through any of that no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
From the dust you came, to the dust you shall return.
Yeah, I mean,
Amen.
our government
Amen.
rules us. Like if you
Yeah.
get Social Security,
I'm going to be up floating around on the clouds, free balling.
yeah, it's like, okay, like people that get VA benefits, Social Security benefits. I don't care if it's SSI, SSDI, or retirement. The government rules. You do one thing wrong, they can strip that from you. You're screwed. Depending on what you did, you could be permanently banned from ever getting them back.
And see, that's ridiculous. If you're a natural born citizen of this country, then any of that should never be fucking taken away from you. Why are you going to let illegal aliens come in here and strip away shit that they have not ever paid into? They didn't earn it. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean, if they don't work for a certain period of time that they stay here and, you know what I mean, pay taxes and all that shit, that they don't have the right to earn that. You're here illegally. I don't care if the government says, "Oh, I gave you a temporary status." That's temporary. That means you're only here for a short period of time, and then you go back.
Yeah, you're only here. That temporary status is only until
you have no right to what we have worked for. You have no rights to anything our forefathers have worked for.
Yeah, but our
hey, what's up, Sean?
You work for that benefit. That's something you work for your entire life. They put pieces of it up so that way when you can't do it no more, you can't physically fucking work no more, you have money put back that helps you out in your later years.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because let's see, there was a couple veterans and a couple retirees down in Florida. Government overpaid them like $60,000. They stripped them of their benefits and said, "Yeah, nope, you can't reapply."
Oh yeah.
Indiana.
That's bullshit. The fucking veterans have already sacrificed so fucking much for our country. There's no reason why they should ever be kicked off the fucking shit.
I know. You know what? Most of it was only for like a couple dollars over that they were allowed to make.
Honestly, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
We having a cam off now?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, don't mess with me. I'll make things get freaky. It'll make you uncomfortable. What's up, Gregory?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Not much.
How you been, man?
Good. Hey, Joe. Good. Got my 1K. I'm 110 and 17. 1,017.
Hey, Jeff.
Steps down.
Yeah, and it seems like the end's coming. I don't want to keep showing this because our pictures are covering it, but I mean, it even says it in the fucking Bible.
It ain't even just the Holy Bible that says this. It's every book that says it.
I know.
Translated differently. I can't translate Arabic or Hebrew, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Do it, Sean.
God will judge you.
The problem is, I think the United States is the new Sodom and Gomorrah, and we're the ones that are going to be destroyed first.
Well, it's Babylon.
Yeah.
So it seems like
Sodom and Gomorrah would be your two states, New York and California.
Yeah.
But the nation as a whole is Babylon.
Yeah.
We've let the United States has let its pride get too big. They fell away from God, and they're trying to build their quote unquote towers of Babel to reach the heavens, which would be your skyscrapers and all this, idolizing your celebrities, and I mean, just the bullshit that it's pulling into. It's all demonic. Everything's, if you look at the way that people are acting, is demonic.
Yeah.
Nobody has a sense of morality or a sense of standard anymore.
Yeah,
I know, it's bullshit too.
I'm gonna play something.
All right.
because this is from Paul Harvey in 65, and he warned us back then.
If I were the devil.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If I were
remember
the
that.
devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money.
Pause it for a second.
If I were the devil, I'd make this...
Everything that he's fucking said is spot on to exactly what the hell's happening right now.
Exactly. Spot on. Tell everybody who this is and when this guy made this prediction.
This was Paul Harvey back in 1965, did this on the radio.
1965. Holy shit.
Pretty much anything Paul Harvey's ever said on the radio about what was going on in America is pretty much come true.
And back then, they probably considered him to be a conspiracy theorist like they do Alex Jones. But yet, a lot of the shit Alex Jones
said yeah.
All right.
If I were Easter, an egg, and the symbol of Christmas, a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey.
That's crazy. Every last fucking thing he said, just some of the words people don't understand because their vocabulary is so stunted.
Yeah.
But everything that he said is exactly what the hell is going on.
Yeah. I mean, Easter's went from about Jesus's resurrection to now a bunny and Easter eggs, and Easter was
same thing with Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas is about Santa Claus instead of Jesus' birth.
Well, the whole bunny thing is a pagan ritual anyway.
Yeah.
But as far as with Christmas, Christmas never really had anything to do with Christ. That was the Catholic Church that brought that in because of the German pagan practices of that time.
Yeah, and the whole Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus came because of a guy in Russia where the Tsar would take all the toys from the kids. So he went around asking who was good, who was bad, and that's where the whole coal and toy Santa Claus stuff came from.
The Tannenbaum is you're decorating your tree. That's a old German practice.
Yeah. Anybody wants to join? Here, I'll drop the link, even though I have it pinned on my page. So,
Yeah, if you guys want to join him, go to Indiana channel. He puts his link up there.
I already
I'll
got
just
it.
drop it. Okay.
You have to pay me $59.99.
You have to kiss my ass later.
Yeah.
Man, Gregory's cuckolding your channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I believe God.
Hey, I taught
Gregors
how to do this, so I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
He goes
Pretty
day
soon I'm going to change the name.
by day doing this, you know.
I'm going to change the name.
I
It's
do
my
believe
channel.
God needs to be back in Congress. God needs to be back in the schools. We need to get back to the morals.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you remove God out of everything. Everybody thinks that separation of church and country or church and government is means that the church isn't supposed to have anything to do with the government. That's a fucking lie. This entire government was invented and created because of religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the separation of church and state was where the government can't tell the churches this is what you can preach. Because it would violate the First Amendment, freedom of religion. That's the only reason that ever came up, is where these pastors didn't have to go to the government and show them what they were preaching about, so it could be censored.
It wasn't like it was in England where it was a centralized church.
Yeah. That's all the separation of church and state has to do with it.
You know, I don't know. I don't understand why the school doesn't want to let kids preach the religion. You know, to me that's fucked up. You know.
I'm happy
Silly,
about. I'm
silly
happy about
Gregory. Silly Gregors.
I'm
Hey, Joe,
happy.
cool. What's up, brother?
What's up, gentlemen? Good to see you.
Hey, Joku.
Hey.
What's up, Greg?
Not much.
I love the God conversation, man. That's why I hopped up, man. I love that part of it. And you guys made some good points. I didn't know the Saint Nicholas story was real. I heard it was based on a guy. I didn't know that was the story. The point about yes, you make Christmas and Easter about the bunny as opposed to Christ.
Yeah.
That was great points. And
I mean, just how they were saying how they were gonna use some like porn and all that shit.
Yes. Everything he said, I'm so glad you said it was from the 60s. I thought it was today. I'm thinking, yeah, the big pharma and all of that shit. And that was from the 60s. Wow.
Yeah. 1965.
And like the whole pornographic stuff, look at all this pushing this transgender shit on the kids.
Yes. They're making it normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't, you know, I always thought, you know, church and state, bad thing. I want to keep them separated. But you guys got a good point. I got to rethink. That was definitely not the intent of them. It was like, y'all can stay out of our affairs, but the church will be in yours. It was on the money. It was on every founding father. That's all they talked about. And God, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Yeah, they would definitely.
When you put same thing when you put your Bible, when you make you put your Bible, put your hand on the Bible, and swear to tell the truth. You know.
Well, look at the Constitution. The Constitution, every last aspect of the Constitution, down to its core principles and core foundation, was all based on religion.
Yeah, I think so.
You can look at it in the Declaration of Independence. You can look at it. You know what I mean? In our founding documents.
Yeah, the Supreme Court rulings, they said a lot of these rights are unalienable because they are God-given rights.
That's what I was going to say in the very opening. They say God has given us these rights, inalienable rights. I think they speak about them in the first sentence. I think.
Because that's why you got the Supreme Court sitting there saying, like, nonviolent felons can now possess firearms. That you can't.
Anybody wants to join? Come on,
because they're unalienable rights.
Yeah, right. That should have been a given. That should have been obvious. You should make no laws surrounding these things, and you have to get permission now. I have to get your permission to get a gun. That's a law. That's a tax, and you can't do that shit by the Constitution, at least to my understanding of it.
Yeah, I mean, the Supreme Court's ruled all firearm licenses, permits are unconstitutional. I mean, they're tearing the government a new one.
We really got a good Supreme Court this time that's actually standing up for what's right.
Is that a thing? I thought it was just the system was fucked because they let old, out of touch people in there, and no one who actually knows what the internet is or uses Google or has to decide on the laws, would be familiar with what's going on. I thought it was inherently fucked up because everybody is in there is over 70 years old all the fucking time. Yeah. But you guys tell me in his 50s. Tell me why it's good. Yes, the newer white guy, he's probably like I don't know, 60 at the most or whatever.
You talking about Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh, I think, is in his 50s. Barnett's, she's only in her like 50s, 60s. I mean,
I could live with that.
People in there.
I could live with that shit. It's the and actually, I think that's about as old as you start to want to get them. You don't want a 70-year-old making rules about the internet or apps or something like that.
Yeah.
He's just listening to what other people tell him.
Yeah, I think there should be term limits on them.
Yes, for life. Are you shitting me? And then you have people doing that shit where I'm gonna hang around. I'm about to die, but I'm gonna hang around until a Democrat gets in office. You got people doing shit like that because
look at them. They get up to a certain age, and I'm not talking shit about old people at all. But dude, when you get to that age, man, your body's aching and pains. You know what I mean?
Or you get the Joe Biden dead look in your eyes that Biden got. You get that shit when you get so old, where it look like you're not really focused.
I don't give a shit no more mentality.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm almost 40.
You get crabby and you don't give a shit no more.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm almost 40 and I can't do half of what Congress does, stay up for hours on end.
Yeah, they don't even do that shit. You're right. You see them sleeping. They
say that shit, but they don't.
No, they have people read and write everything for them. They don't read those fucking 11th hour bills.
It's all the interns that are staying up
it's
late.
The interns that do all that work. They sleeping in the office.
19, 20-year-olds.
Yes.
Right. Another thing that needs to happen is they should not be allowed to throw them all together. If they can't pass as a standalone bill, it's dead.
Shit. Exactly.
And you can't vote on it if you didn't read it. No vote if you didn't read it. You don't even get a vote.
Tell them what they fucking happened with that fucking the House bill.
Oh, House Bill 5 over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to criminalize.
Tell the reason why. Yeah,
they tried to criminalize homelessness as a standalone bill. It failed. So they threw it in through criminalizing the homeless, making a 3-strike law, changing a bunch of laws, putting a bunch of bills in together. It passed. Governor vetoed it because he didn't like the criminalization of homeless.
I'm impressed.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the House and Senate overrode his veto,
Right.
and it became law.
Where is this at?
And they wrote another law, right? It's like 1,000 pages long or some shit. They put it in with that.
Yeah.
What's the criminalization of homeless people? Is it federal? Is it state?
Hey,
It's state at this moment, and they're trying to get other states to go and get involved, but they're arresting them, and they're also
I gotta go there. What state do you know?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I just fucking went through Kentucky.
And hold on.
The first time a homeless person gets caught sleeping in public, it's a ticket. After that, it's a ticket in 90 days for every subsequent offense.
Ooh. What type of evil fuck when a person has no home makes it illegal?
Joe, hold on a sec, Joe. It's not even just that. They're also giving tickets and sending people to jail if they want to give the homeless people
even
food
better
or trying to help them out.
Even better, right?
Even sleeping on them, even campgrounds to give tickets.
I saw fucking Otto, but I saw recently some ladies that got tickets. I think they might have been the ladies in the truck, and then they still found a way around it, and they still give food. They just got to park somewhere in particular. And I'm sure Otto got. Matter of fact, I think I made a video about it. Otto the watchdog. He was giving away food out the back of his truck, and they came and gave his ass. Took him to jail. They ain't give him a ticket. I think they arrested his ass.
Yeah.
Well, look what happened to News Now Ninja and GCN down in Texas. Look at that Christian organization down there that was feeding the homeless, and they went and started passing these fucking these laws and these regulations telling them all, you can't feed them here. There's only one spot you're allowed to feed them, and that's way up here on the north end of town. It's like, how is all them homeless people supposed to make it all the way up to the north end of town?
Right. What the fuck shit is that?
Then they started ticketing them.
It stems from City of Grant Pass, Oregon v. Johnson. It went to the Ninth Circuit. They ruled that, no, this violates the Eighth Amendment, so they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that it is not cruel and unusual to criminalize the homeless. So now every state's making laws left and right.
That's interesting. They used to have laws like that to keep people from voting. A poll tax, I think, is what they called it, because they didn't want poor people voting.
Yeah.
Criminalize the homeless, man. I fuck with the homeless a lot. And they're thick now, especially in Colorado. They're always thick, but they're every fucking where. And you know, and maybe you don't know, in Colorado, every Sunday, Janet's Kitchen, they line up at the 16th Street Mall, and we pass out foods and shit. We're breaking the law. We're evil people, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
What's up, Bryce?
All that.
Janet's Kitchen used to broadcast on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes. Janet don't even do it. Somebody else took it over. Nice young lady. I can't think her name, and it's still going. And when I'm there, I still go there. But Monk K and the crew who used to broadcast, the only one left is Brian. Cut the plastic, and he don't broadcast anymore.
Brian, Cut the Plastic does do some broadcasting, but mainly like the protest and
the show. I mean, the food feeding. He doesn't do that anymore. In fact, he's in line. He's the main guy, right? His car is full. He's the most active fuck in the world, bro.
What's up, Cliff?
Miss Cemetery, if you want the link, you have to go to Indiana. It's not my life,
The Bible speaks about helping the homeless.
Yeah, right.
Jesus would pass up the wealthy to go sit and talk to the homeless.
Yes, I don't want to kick off no shit, because I know some of you guys don't seem to be fans of immigrants, but this reminds me of that law where they made it illegal because some of them come across a desert and you die because it's a desert and no one thinks how much water.
Desert's so hot. Over 100 degrees in the desert.
Yes, in the daytime it's horrible, and at night it's freezing. But people would put
in the summertime, 120 degrees in summertime.
Like Arizona, it can be 120 up to 140 in the desert.
At night. At
Yeah,
night over there
Arizona's-
in Phoenix, it's still 103, 104 degrees. At
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, it's still hot as
Oh,
fuck.
I was in Vegas back in
You
2012,
probably
and
need
it was
just
still about 100 degrees
water.
at 6
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah. But I was saying the water thing. They made it illegal to put water out there, and they made it illegal if you give someone a ride. You know, if you're trying to help these people, they come over here all fucked up. They made it illegal to help them.
It's bullshit.
It's the homeless shit, that hostile architecture shit, where they're putting all sorts of knobs and shit on benches and places.
Even
So
Portland, Oregon, Seattle have all those homeless people up there.
Oh, I mean, look what they did in New York City with the grates. They redesigned them to where you can't lay down on them.
yeah, hostile architecture they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Arizona with Spit and Cobra. They got the fucking benches and stuff out there at a lot of their parks where they put up the signs where they pass city ordinances to where the homeless can't even sit down at the fucking bus stop for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Those are constantly getting onto the cops about that shit.
Good.
They did the architecture too, where they got the spikes, where they take the flat wall and they put them spiked pieces of concrete along the top of the wall, so you can't even sit down on it.
Yes, wherever they think a
How
motherfucker
big
might.
those spikes are?
Big enough that
What's up,
they're
Joko?
designed to make you uncomfortable. What's up, Joko?
Yeah.
Joko, I'm coming your way in a couple of days. I gotta leave Chicago. I'm gonna be giving you a call. And you can catch up with Brandon or something. Yeah, that is amazing that that they can change our hearts like that. It's amazing, man. Because you know, if I got one job, it's to make your day better. Even if you don't like me, I want your day to go good. If you cut me off in traffic, man, I'm not your enemy. I'm not, you know, but they can turn it to where your heart, when someone cuts you off, you dumb son of a bitch, you know, you'll get out the car and fight them. You know, some homeless motherfucker, get out of my fucking street, you bum. As opposed to whatever Jesus would do, they change your hearts, yo.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
it's like
Heavenly.
most of the
What's up,
homeless,
ABA?
it's not, they're the only reason they're homeless is because they got priced out of where they lived and can't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
some
can-
of it.
They probably
Some
lost
of
their
them-
jobs.
some of it.
Got fired their jobs.
So some of that shit has to do with personal decisions that led them to that.
Right. Drugs,
far
there's a lot. Veterans.
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
there's not enough people like these churches that used to put on have recovery meetings. There's not enough of that anymore because the government systematically shut that shit down.
Right. And they're not doing a proper replacement. You know, they're gonna tell you that, you know, you need a license to do it. It will take care of it, but you never do. It's like I can't protect myself. I'm supposed to call a cop. Somebody breaking in my house with a knife. I'm supposed to wait 6 minutes till the cops get there. And that's assuming I live in a city. Out there where we are, it probably takes about 45 minutes for a cop to come.
Yeah,
Or the next day.
Chicago, they ain't gonna be there in no fucking 6 minutes.
Yeah, in Chicago, right. That's considered a
Oh,
good
hell.
time.
They're
5
probably
and
like,
6
"Fuck you,
minutes.
I'll be there an hour from
Yeah.
now."
I
No,
sat
they
outside
might-
of calls
they might
and the
show up like
police.
2 days later.
They don't even show up. I'd sit outside of calls. Police never even show up. Many every fucking night. They don't even come.
I believe
Hell
it.
yeah.
I believe it.
And
I believe it.
I mean, I can attest to that one because I've been up there. You know what I mean? I've
Yes,
seen how the cops fucking act.
I'd sit up there and every I don't know, say half hour or something, they'll read off all the calls that have went unanswered. It's crazy. It'd be a crazy list. Maybe like an hour old, you know, and nobody even went to go see this
What's
person
up,
yet.
Four Corners? How you doing, brother?
And then they want to cry when somebody finds that person deceased in their fucking house. Yeah, I mean something bad
Aw.
fucking called because of
That's
legitimate
so cute.
help.
I love Greg. Is that what this is? So, man, yeah.
I love Gregory. Oh,
Very good.
that's cute. That's cute. That is
Yeah.
cute. I love it. I love it.
So I just wanted to come and show love, Mr. Indiana, because I discovered your page from Greg a couple days ago. He dropped a link on me. He really loves your page. And you have made some comments I know I'm shifting the conversation a little bit,
No,
right?
you're good. You're good.
It's all
But
good.
I'm super like open-minded. So I wanted to hear both sides of the coin, right? You had something up about the illegal immigrants. And this is my thing.
Yeah.
I live in California. So you
Mhm.
already
Uh-oh.
know, like, it is a way of life for us. So I think we've just adjusted to it, right? But how do you guys feel about it? You know?
What happened?
Truthfully, I disagree with it 100%. I think I have nothing against immigrants as long as they come in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing. I'm gonna be that guy. No one really believes that shit. Even if you took that away, motherfuckers still would find beef with them just because they're not us. You can tell in the way they talk about those immigrants, evil fucks, just the way they talk about them. It is not because they're illegal, because most of them are legal. That they lump them all in. They can't stand none of them.
I'm not saying that,
Most of them are here legally.
Yeah, you can't judge everybody. You can't judge Gregory by what you do.
Oh, Gregory's a mess.
But I feel like this though, right?
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that they're already in my town in Indiana, and it's a small town. They're already here. They're causing chaos.
I'm in Chicago. They're
or some of them
here.
or some of them are.
Yeah, but we're all immigrants. You know that, Indiana.
We're all immigrants. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
Well, of course. But those immigrants began a nation, and once that nation began the Constitution, and that Constitution, now we had a new law that bringing in immigrants.
It could be the president on the other side.
They're just people, bro. They're just people.
I know.
But you know how I feel like Greg might feel similar to me as well, right? Like I see the downfall of not really having immigrants here in California. Like our produce and our like
criminals and terrorists that I'm worried about.
Yeah, but
how many terrorist immigrants have you heard about so far that didn't terrorist attacks? Okay, the answer is none. Why are you so fucking worried about some shit that ain't even happened? And when one happens, you're gonna say what? I was right. No, you'll still be looking crazy as hell. People are people. Some of them will come over here and do bad things. It's not a indictment of all fucking immigrants. Just like when a white motherfucker do something crazy, it's not some to white people.
I'm not trying
there were 8 ISIS members 6 months ago.
And I'm sure I'm not just talking to you, bro. You catching because I do a lot of these panels. You're catching a lot of people's, response.
I just feel like, fellas, we look at all the disadvantages, but this is the thing in California. Immigrants are the backbone of this state. You know what I mean? A lot of the jobs that nobody else wants, the immigrants get those jobs and eat them up. Yeah. Look at our produce now. We have crackhead produce. You want to know why? Because we don't have the pickers out in the fields like we used to. You know what I'm saying? Nobody who's born here in America, who gets a high school diploma and a college degree, wants to go out there and be day laborers or pickers or etc. You know what I mean?
They got a good thing, and I think it was Louisiana. They rounded up all the immigrants at one time and kicked them all out, thousands of them, and all their crops died. They paid people to do it. At the end of it, there was only one guy who left. Everybody else quit from the town. And the one guy who was left, all the reporters ran over to him and say, how'd you last? Why'd you do it? Because everybody else gave up so fast. And he was like, I'm just a stubborn fuck. I would never do this for the money. No one will ever do it. They had to let the immigrants back.
It's more, on my end, me personally, it's more of what the government is doing for them instead of the American citizens.
That's called pocket watching. That's part of the plan to give the other guy $1 so you'll whine and say, you didn't give me $1. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to a country and you want that government and the people to help you.
No, but our government is doing a lot more than just helping. They're giving $100K for housing, but letting the homeless
up
vet
to 150,000.
How was that the immigrant fault? That's the government trying to play you. They're not gonna, that money, if they kick out every immigrant, they're not gonna give it to our veterans, to the homeless, to
That's
the
what I'm
orphans.
saying, man. Bullshit. Our
This
government
is a
fucking
ploy.
bullshit.
But you know what though? I feel like they always construct a lot of red tape for none of us to get shit. Can I cuss on
Agree.
here? I'm sorry.
Agree.
Yeah.
No,
Because
Go
this
ahead.
is the thing that immigrants say. They say, yeah, that's a nice headline. And yeah, there's a possibility of getting that. But they have stipulations on that. You have to live here for so long. So if you get bagged and you get deported, you're never going to see that 100K. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Even when it comes to like public assistance benefits, there are certain stipulations that they have to hit. They just can't
right.
come here and just bag up all the money and leave.
I get it.
Even
Just like for us, if you be like, oh, I want to get this, you find out all the hurdles trying to get SSI or disability.
yeah, they put red tape on them too. Really, we should be looking at the government that they make all of us like they stall all of us out, you know?
That's what they want to keep us from. If they give blacks as opposed to whites a thing, they get
Yeah.
immigrants as opposed to the vets, and we argue over and fight over that shit like they want us to, and then they tell us we'll give you someone who will give you a solution, and then in 4 years from now you vote on the guy, and you know nothing ever changes. The immigrant situation has been the same since I've been alive.
That's, you know, when it comes to politics, when it comes to that shit, I think they should make a law that if you claim when you're running for president and you're out there telling them what your fucking policies are, if you don't follow by those policies,
you got to be held accountable somehow.
You're out. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're out. You're out.
Put a counter up there, motherfucker. You've been in office 100 days, and here's your promise.
No shit. It's the same thing. Fuck. They do it with fucking regular fucking jurors. You have fucking extra jurors that they kick out if they haven't seen anything in the fucking media.
If you don't fulfill
extra fucking president, or the vice president becomes president or some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
To you, if you're an employee and they expect you to do certain things and you don't do it, you get fired. If you're the person in the home, you can't spend 10 times more than your income. You know, you'd be in a poorhouse, so you'd be broke and kicked out of your home.
I just feel like we need to get rid of all these old fuckers. Like they're just
How do we do right now?
yeah, and they're not in touch with reality. Like, I don't want a president that doesn't know the current cost of milk and eggs. Like, I don't want you to be my president. You don't even know how much I'm suffering.
It's fascinating when he go to the grocery store.
Right.
I'd rather have someone who tells the truth and has a teleprompter.
Your mic's low, bro. No, y'all let my man talk. Who mic is low, whoever that is.
And has a teleprompter that's all right, go ahead.
No, the reason like milk and eggs are low or so high is because the EPA is telling these farmers to dump a bunch of it so they can price fix it.
Yeah. The farmers are furious. They got videos of them just dumping thousands of gallons of milk.
Yeah, now you have the EPA sitting there getting ready to shut down almost every damn farm in the United States because of all the chemicals in the ground. That none of the produce can have forever chemicals in it.
And I understand that, but doesn't it scare you that old Biden up there has not been in a grocery store shopping in like 40 years? You know what I mean? He has no idea what's going on.
I think
Bush,
no idea. They had video. I think Bush went to the store and they scanned the milk with the scanner, boop, and he was just like a kid. He like, oh my God, he had never seen it before.
Shit, when Trump was out there buying groceries for people.
I remember when a gallon of milk from Walmart was like
when Trump
like $1.25
in restaurants.
Yeah, I remember. I used to pay $2 just about a year or two ago. I used to catch a corner store.
You guys gotta realize that when the measure is going up, the price going up. You know, that's how it is. You know?
I'm Indiana.
Yeah. What's up, Bryce?
I saw a video where Trump bought hamburgers for people. I've seen that video.
I saw one. I saw one where he was standing in a grocery store buying people's groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But you know, good luck to y'all because when me and Greg get married, I'm gonna have that long Armenian money. You know what I mean? So good luck to you commoners. Good luck to you commoners.
You're gonna be like, fuck y'all, fuck you peasants.
That's funny.
Me and Gregory are going out.
I will say, you have to be careful with Gregory. Don't take that seriously. He'll come searching for you, begging for, hey, he said we're gonna get married.
But that's why I call them Republicrats because I feel like none of them really care about us. You know what I mean?
Well, how is it though? Every fucking time, everyone says what you just said, but then when election time comes, everybody thinks their one man is different. He's the one man is not like all the rest. Everybody falls for that shit every 4 years.
It's not the president controlled the country. It's the Congresses. President got nothing to do with it. You know, Congress is a puppet. Congress puppet the president. That's it. You know? That's
why our senators need to have a fucking timeline.
But I mean,
limit.
If you look
exactly,
if you look at the House and the Senate, right? It's mainly Republican and Democrat. Whatever happened to the independents, the Tea Party?
Exactly.
The Green Party.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think it was one of them founding forefathers said the worst thing he could imagine is a two-party system. And it's because of what you're talking about. The president is the third leg, legislative, executive, and judicial. If you have two of them that are Republican or two of them that are Democrat, or God forbid, all three, suddenly the country now what? Where is the, now it's run by one type of people. There should never be an allowance for that.
Yeah.
Because the way they want it, well, listen, it'd be best for everyone in the country. If you didn't own guns, you can't do this, you can't. They're telling everyone in the country how to be, and I think that's what they want to avoid by writing the Constitution. Every motherfucker get to do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Honestly, I think there should be so many Republicans, so many Democrats, so many from like the Green Party, Libertarian Party,
right?
All these other parties,
right? And
it split up the House and the Senate.
By having it for sale, though, they eliminate that. You can buy all your governors. You had these elite, rich billionaires can finance just the people who they want. And I can't have Greg be a senator because I can't afford have him even at the locations and the ad campaigns and shit.
Yeah.
And which is technically illegal by the Constitution.
It's logical.
Another thing, our fucking government is giving these people who aren't American citizens all this free stuff instead of the Americans.
Why do you think that is, bro? You don't think they really care about immigrants, right? Nobody likes fucking immigrants.
They're doing it. They're doing it to get rid of us.
But this is the thing. Are they telling us that they're giving it to them? Or are we verifiably seeing them give it to them?
No, I haven't seen none of those.
Yeah, because I was going to say, California, you already know we're primarily immigrant, right? So when I go back to LA, right, at one point in time, the Hispanics were taking over, like militant style, right?
Right.
But now the Hispanic people are flocking out of here just the same as everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of it has to do with how California's ran with being soft on crime. A lot of people are getting tired of that.
Well, you know what? They can't afford it, and they're not getting the opportunities anymore either. Like our real structure is changing when you have illegals getting the fuck up out of California. Yeah, they're like, man, it's dry here. Let's go. So I don't think the illegals are getting the money or the opportunities y'all think. They're just telling us this. Like Joe said, and I agree. They always want to put out shit to make us fight with each other. Then we're distracted from seeing the shit that they're really doing. I don't think they care about none of us.
They don't. They're not trying to.
No, they don't. They don't.
And then you get this influx of immigrants, and they suddenly get a change of heart. It's not real.
This government only cares about fucking money. That's all it cares about.
Money. It's money in the rich, right? It's
money in the rich. Yeah,
it's
the rich money.
System.
The same thing, right?
But how do we hold
yeah.
the government accountable? Like,
Right.
how do we, like, businesses, they put out statements, right? These are the profits,
How
this is
do-
the loss, this
Right.
is where everything
Hold
went.
on, let it go.
Want to know
How
you
do
hold
we
the
know that the
government?
government is really allocating the money into the places they tell us they are?
They're
We
not.
try to
You wanna know
FOIA
how you
their
think the government
records.
works?
I got
You
friends
want to
that are
know how
really
you
good at it.
Our founding fathers had the recipe for that.
I
What
think
led us to, what led
And
us to the
if we have
Constitution?
enough, and if we have enough people that actually give a shit, we could
Boost the asses.
overthrow
That's
the
how you hold
government.
them accountable.
We can overthrow the government.
And we have
the
that right.
We have the right to do that.
the problem is we will remain divided. House divided cannot stand. Most people think that
we always say we the people, and
right.
but we're all fucking divided.
I just went into
There's still out there so much fucking racism and all that
yeah.
shit.
I was about to say this. This is timely. I
Funny
went
you
to a
say that,
room.
because I was just about to make my racist statement too.
I had one too. Look, I
bullshit.
went to a room. It was a black panel, and everybody on there was talking about they want Kamala and the Democrats because all they do for black people. And when I was like, well, don't we want a motherfucker who do something for all people? They were like, oh, why you simping for whitey and all of that bullshit. It's divided wherever the fuck you go.
Yeah.
The we over there is just black people.
I think I know
It's
what
all
Johnny talking
it's
about.
all divided.
This is
I'm
on
gonna tell you
TikTok.
what I love about white people, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little black girl from South Central LA, little ghetto baby. But
Right.
I love that
Yeah.
white people always talk about overthrowing the government. That is my shit. White people be
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck. Let's overthrow the whole shit, and I be like,
Right.
yes.
Right? The way they run up in there, I've been protesting BLM for fucking 2 years. The white motherfuckers run up in there the first day, January 6th, run up in the fucking Capitol.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I'll tell you one thing, man. I don't give a shit whether you're black, brown, orange, white, purple. I don't give a flying fuck. If you're fucking human, you're the fucking same as me.
Hey,
Yeah. Until the
let me add
propaganda
that
gets
too.
in your head and tell you, except for that human, because he's a felon, she's a prostitute, he's a whore, he's a gangbanger. Then when they label that human, you fall
That's
right
the
in
thing.
line.
Well, that's the thing. You can't. You have to take that. You have to be strong enough and be smart enough to not fall for those fucking stereotypes.
This is why I hate fucking Donald Trump. All he does is preach fear. They're coming to kill you. They're coming to kill you. They're eating your pets. All this whole fucking stump speech is fear. I can't stand that he's trying to trick my people.
Dude, I'm going to tell you. I don't like Trump. I don't like Harris. But what do we do? It's either one or the other.
Neither one.
Right.
Neither
If it was two guys over there telling you gotta either blow one of us or let one of us bang you in the ass, are you gonna be thinking, well, it'd be less painful if no, you're gonna say no. I reject both options.
Exactly.
Why are you discussing Kamala Trump with me?
It's like, screw you, I ain't doing that shit.
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
Same shit every
I'll tell you
year.
right now, the
Hey,
biggest
Joe Cool.
Yeah.
Who you would like
I
being in
seen a
office?
dude a couple days ago that did a video, and you would call him a black man, but he's like, nah. He's like, don't label me as a black man. He's like, just he's like, and he did a whole video, and he's like, I'm not going to label you as a white man or you as a brown man. He's like, we're all brown. He said, this is white, this is black. He said, we are all different shades of melanin. Some are lighter, some are darker, but we are all the same.
Exactly.
Most of the people I know, they're just using it as a descriptor. They're not talking about anything other than, that white dude, that tall black guy. They're just descriptors. Most of the people I know, we don't carry baggage into it. It's just a descriptor.
Seriously, though, why do you think? Fuck. I just.
AVA.
There goes that famous fucking laugh too.
Okay, you want to know? I'll tell you the biggest racist organization in America right now.
The government. Okay.
No, it's not the IRS. It's not the government.
Banking system.
No, it's the hospitals.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's the hospitals. They've all gone pretty much private. There's not many public hospitals anymore.
Right. I
A
dig
black person, I can go into the hospital with the gunshot wound. A black person can come in right after. I'm more likely to walk out of that hospital alive than a black person.
Yeah.
Because of the care.
Yeah.
That is so true.
And
I know you're
for all
trying
the
to say
people,
it sensitively, but that is very true. That is
On,
very
for all
true.
the
on
people,
all levels, if we're gonna be
and
honest, you
for
get
people,
better banking, you get better housing on all levels.
Yeah.
Your
for people out there that are
go
still
after
racist,
certain people.
though, think about
It
it.
will never happen.
Why do you think African Americans are the color they are? They
Because
came
we
from Africa,
was,
where there's
yeah, we
all
were
that
under the sun
sunlight,
for a long time. That's all.
evolution,
Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
it was the
if you
sun.
go over there in Alaska or wherever the
No
Inuits
shit.
are, you become
Yeah.
shorter, and so you can retain heat, and you get an extra layer of fat underneath to
Exactly.
retain heat.
Fucking exactly, man.
Yeah.
But underneath, you take the skin, you take that shit off. We're
Yeah.
all exactly the same.
How
underneath.
do we fall for that? We're adults, man, and I have to have a conversation with somebody on a panel that doesn't realize that every day. It's weird.
I
You
know.
know what my teacher told me when I was in like grammar school? She said, "You're not black," and I was like, "What?" Because Oprah had said, right? She was like, "No, black is a crayon color. You are a human being." And I was like, "Wow, you know, people need that mindset. People
Yeah.
really do."
And it's great that you remembered that teacher teaching you that lesson. It should be all over your school career. But when someone stands up and does some outside of the established structure, it sticks with you because they're not supposed to be teaching you actually how to function and critical think. That's not their job. They may want to make drones in the public school system. I want people who are going to get up and go work
But
for a
you know
living.
what? Recently, a group of black Muslims laughed at me about the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like Nation of Islam, they're fried, they're different, right? But this
Yeah,
was
I'm in
this
Chicago.
was
Yeah.
a group of black Moors, right? So they're Muslims, not Muslims, or however that goes. And they said, you know why African Americans are still doing so bad in America? Because you're still calling yourself black. So a lot of people are rejecting the division these days. Like, I don't know. I
Hey,
can't say
I
that
like this.
things are going to change
Very cool.
overnight, but a lot of people are starting to reject being separate,
Yes.
you know?
Very
He
good.
says, just kidding, but with the smiley face. But I think this is kind of true. We took it away from Native Americans.
I
We should
love
give
it,
some
bro.
of it back.
No, you say, yeah, he did say just kidding. But I saw
But
when I first walked in.
true.
Hold on. When I first walked in, there was a quote on the screen. It said something about how in your own land they're gonna take it over and make you secondary in your own land. And you guys were like, yeah, that's what it feels like now. You guys are probably talking about the immigrants coming over, you being secondary. I thought
This
that would be a
foreigners,
great saying for the Native Americans. Foreigners who live in
foreigners
your
who live
land will
in this
gain more
land will
power
gain
and
more.
you'll lose
Yeah.
yours. They will have money to lend you. You will have none. In the end, they will be your rulers. A fucking Native American could have wrote that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, I talk to Dustin or KS4FD like daily, and he's very, strong about how he feels about certain things. Like he thinks that the government is going to file a militia law
Do martial law.
or martial law,
Is there
and
a
Oh, it
reason
was never
why?
going to happen.
and then we won't. Then if he files for martial law, then we don't get to vote.
Yes, for the next 5 years, they decide who's in charge. You lose your rights for the next 5 years. Did he say why?
Martial law
But-
is indefinite.
Okay, explain your reasoning, but because like he said with the Native Americans back then, they could, if they believed in the same type of beliefs as Christians and other people, wouldn't they also think back then that it was the end of times?
Yes,
Probably.
dope, very good.
But no, okay, he's starting to blame the Jews and everybody else if he loses the election.
You want to play that?
And he's setting a rally saying he'd start a war if he loses.
Yeah, I've heard him.
I can see
at the same time, you have Biden and Harris right now. And if Harris thinks she's going to lose,
doing it.
Biden can declare martial law, step down, Harris becomes president.
Well, yeah, I hear where you're going with that. That's more of a Trump type move.
Yeah.
And this is changing a little bit, but I was looking at that something 25 project 2025 or whatever it's called. I was looking at that because I heard Trump's name was in there over 300 times.
So Trump slipped. So you're saying that Trump did not say that?
Didn't say what?
About I'm not sure.
No, I jumped subjects a little bit. He made me think today. I was looking at Project 2025, which Trump always said, I don't know nothing about it, and he's always distancing himself. But
if Trump doesn't know about Project 2025, then why the hell is there Project 2025 shit in Agenda 47?
His name is mentioned in there over 300 times.
Like all they do is lie to us. I don't know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Halo, what's up, brother?
Oh, but in there, this is why you made me think of that, because it said that they're getting rid of all the FBI and all of these people, and the president will decide who the law enforcement officers go after.
Hey, hello, my brother. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey,
put more power in the hands of the president and take it out of other places.
Yeah. Plus, Trump wants to give absolute immunity to law enforcement.
Hey.
Yes, now he wants to give everybody qualified immunity on law enforcement.
Hey, Indiana.
It's not qualified immunity; it's absolute immunity, like immunity. Judges and prosecutors have. They can screw something up. You got like a 5-10 year fighting the immunity.
That judicial immunity is strong. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wants to give law enforcement.
Good luck with that shit. And I got buddies who are cop watchers, and because, they believe in that left versus right dynamic, they are Trumpers. And, I asked him, how you going to swallow that shit? When he's like, the red flag laws, just take people guns, don't worry about due process. We'll figure shit out later. Or giving the police immunity.
Yeah.
And, how do you feel about that as an activist?
Like Sunday,
bullshit.
Like Sunday, for example, when we go back to the homeless, I saw this guy sitting out, holding a sign, just saying that he's really hungry and all that shit. And he looked like it too. And so I drove up to him. I said, "Hey, I'm going to Taco Bell. Do you want some food?" So I took him to Taco Bell and I got some food for him.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna give him out money, but I actually went and bought him some food.
Yeah, but you got to be careful now doing that with a lot
it could be illegal.
Because if they suspect you buying food for homeless, they will deny service to you.
Yeah, or
not in Indiana.
Illegal, like we talked about earlier. In some states, it could be illegal now.
Yeah, in Kentucky, it's illegal.
And not even that. And I hate to say this from the bottom of my heart, because we should be helping out the less fortunate, right? But you can get hurt. You can get hurt.
Yeah.
I used to go take food, like extra food. My big Black family was tired of making plates for the holidays. I would take the extra food to Skid Row, right? And one year I saw that a lady got stabbed to death down there.
Yeah,
so scary.
You have to,
stabbing.
You have to be careful.
Watch out with that stabbing.
Yeah,
where they're coming, what way directions?
Right.
And some of these people have mental issues. Every homeless place I've been, there are at least a couple, 3 that have total homeless mental issues. There's usually someone there who knows how to work with them. But I be thinking, this motherfucker stabbed me. If I turn my back, I better be careful.
Oh yeah,
I had my car broken into.
You have to be safe around that too.
Yeah, but that's life, man. Life is tough, man. And freedom is dangerous. If you want to go to Skid Row where a bunch of homeless motherfuckers and feed them, that's the chance you take. That's just, I don't know. You get up and leave out the house in the morning. I'd rather everybody be armed and that type of shit and take my chances than give away all of my rights and let someone else be daddy for me.
We were talking about that. I think it would be safer if more people were armed.
It wouldn't be school shootings and store shootings. No one would
Yes,
have the
I'm
courage.
definitely gonna pursue getting arms soon. Definitely.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah, but the sad thing is, though, right? You're going to have to file the 4473.
I don't know what that is.
It's the background check for firearms.
Oh, more permission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I don't
But
have anything on my
there was a
record.
pastor in Ohio who was at a Rural King.
I'm
A Haitian went in with a federal ID card. The person had to call the ATF and everybody to figure out if they could even sell the firearm. And the ATF's like, yeah, sell it to him. He doesn't have to fill the paperwork out.
Yeah. Of course, if you're in the club, you're good.
Because they're not American. They weren't Americans, and
Yeah.
so they don't have paperwork. So they just
but
and the fact that they can do all these crimes and not get jail time or anything like that.
Plus,
You know?
plus I was looking
You
up like
sound
what-
jealous. You sound like you wish you could.
No, I'm not. No,
No.
I'm not jealous. I
No.
just think it's weird.
No,
That
it's
our, how our
bullshit.
government is.
I'm not
How-
sure how much that
Because
is
like
of a
HUD-
thing. Something minor when you don't have background information. I can see I'm letting them go. I don't imagine they're really getting out for true crimes. I have nothing in either direction, but I hardly believe
Yeah.
What
anything I
about
hear now.
How about TDA that's in Houston, in Dallas, in Colorado?
Is
Hell,
TDS
now-
person?
It's a Venezuela gang.
Okay.
like in Seattle, they have those games.
Wait.
Venezuela.
What?
Oh yeah,
what-
those
what-
games are spreading out.
It's kind of like
Red-
Chicago. The Vice
Fire.
Lords are everywhere. The Disciples or California. The Crips are everywhere. The Bloods are everywhere. Hell's Angels everywhere. I'm not sure what your point is. People form gangs, especially men. Did you expect them to be different? The immigrants?
TDA's going into people's houses now and robbing them and telling
Well,
them.
I've been doing that shit.
You
I don't
must
do
not
it
live in
anymore.
California because
Yeah.
that happens all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I've literally done that myself. I'm in
It's, you
Chicago.
know what? It's so much crime here that literally in certain areas, you're not even advised to call the police. You're advised to go online and fill out a report. Like,
No
it's
shit.
terrible in California. It
Are
really
you
is.
fucking
Yeah.
Stupid. That's so
Signs of the
I've-
time.
yeah, I've seen.
Wow.
I've seen what California is doing.
I've
Hell,
never
there was a
seen that.
pedo catching group that
This
caught.
702. Oh my
Caught
god.
a,
I didn't-
Yeah, I
high
think you know what,
profile-
Nancy's in the chat. Oakland was the first place I think we had in California to be like that. If your house gets broken into, you have any type of thing like that, they encourage you to go online and fill out the report. Don't even call them and bother them.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
crazy. That's crazy.
Dumb,
Yeah,
stupid.
but there's a pedo catching group that caught a high-end Hollywood writer tried to meet up with a 14-year-old. They called the cops, and the cops straight out said, "There's nothing we can do about it. We can take the report, but the DA's not going to file charges."
Wow.
What the hell, Halo?
And that's why we got to get these old fuckers out of here.
Yes, yes. They say the first sign of an occupying force is they refuse to obey the same laws that they enforce. When there are two sets of laws and rules, it's just like monarchy. You have dukes and duchesses and all of these people who don't have to live by the same rules you do. It's the same shit over here. Your male lady thinks she's better than you.
Hey, Halo, this is you. Halo.
Ew.
But I
Hey, stop making fun
was,
of
hey,
Halo.
Andy,
Come
after you
on.
posted all that about how Indiana's trying to build a bunch of affordable housing, I went and looked on the HUD's website if they do international background checks on immigrants. No.
Nope.
They only
Then
run it in the
okay. Oh,
United
shit.
States. They don't even
okay,
check their
so-
actual background
So
check.
that. Oh, fuck. That pisses me off. Then.
They don't do international. They don't contact Interpol to see if these people have violent crimes, sex crimes. Because they can rape somebody in their country, they don't have to register here. And
So,
the United
Indiana,
States
would
ain't
you
gonna
like to
know.
be more pissed off?
No, I'm fine. You know, I just want to
Well,
see.
I would formally like to let you guys know who I will be voting for.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I'm not going to be doing White Jesus, aka Trump, and I'm not going to be doing Miss I'm Black every other day of the week, Kamala. I am going to be voting for Vermin Supreme. Forget it. Vermin
Good
got
for
my
you.
vote.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
he said
Good
we're
for
all gonna
you.
get free dental, and I believe he could
Good
pull
for you.
that. I believe
Vermin,
in him.
Good for you.
I believe in
I'm
Vermin
voting
Supreme.
G's nuts.
Vermin Supreme. I gotta Google this dude.
I would vote
That's
for Ross
independent
Perot,
right.
but
No,
I think Ross Perot is dead now. So why not Vermin Supreme?
it's independent.
Well,
Supreme.
I may vote for Robert
He
Kennedy
said we're all gonna
Jr.
get free dental and we're all gonna get a pony, and I just like the idea of a pony as
Vermin.
a girl.
Well, don't let your pony get around Tim Roy.
Oh, hell no, hell no. Not even for president. Oh, hell no. No.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you know who I'm
Hey,
voting
No,
I'm
for?
no, no,
for it.
no, no. You know I don't do
I
no.
don't mind
I'm voting for
No
Lars.
politics for me now.
I don't know how many of you know Lars, but I'm voting for him.
Yes. I'll
Yeah.
vote for Lars. Definitely.
Lars is
Lars?
the
Indiana,
gay,
I'll run for president.
the gay dude.
I'm running.
No,
I'll
he's
run.
not.
I don't
I'll
know
get
if
the
he's
old people
gay or
out
not,
of the
but
office and get new people in.
he'll go live from his work.
Everybody should know Lar.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know who I'm
Think
voting
out
for
cool.
president?
President. Lar for
Boy,
You
president.
want to know who I'm voting for?
I'm running for president,
voting Joe
and I'm
Cool for president.
only 65.
Yeah.
I'm voting.
So you'll be a
Oh.
young buck.
Hey, Danny.
I'm voting Joe Cool for president because everybody will get a free blunt.
Yeah, you would.
Hell yeah.
You
The
get
entire
a,
country will be filled in.
yes.
Hey, Indiana, I'll be great president.
Hey, I can
What?
do better than Joe Cool. I'll give a free blunt, and I'll light it for you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anybody-
Yeah, but
That's
you ain't got that.
perfect.
You ain't got the famous laugh.
Copy.
You don't have that famous
It's not
laugh.
Wednesday. It's
Yeah,
Tuesday.
but I'm also gonna need some fried chicken and a 40 ounce.
I got you
Fried
There
there.
you
chicken.
go.
I'm running
There you
that.
go.
I'm
There
gonna
you
put
I'm
go.
kidding, I'm
pain
just
on
kidding, I'm
that.
just kidding.
All right.
I'm not going to the rest
Fried
of that
chicken,
joke.
mashed potato.
Hey, it depends on what that 40 ounce is. Is it
Oh,
OE or is it Colt?
Hey,
Hey,
as
I
long
heard-
as you don't,
Copy.
as long as you
How you
don't
doing?
hurt nobody or rob
I-
nobody, you can get away with anything in Joe land. Well, I
I
don't give a
heard-
fuck that he was speeding. I don't give a fuck. He didn't hit nobody to get out of my courtroom.
Tomorrow's someday.
But you know what though,
victim, no crime.
my cousin is a community activist, and there was actually a politician. It shows you politicians will do anything out of desperation when they're running, right? There
I
was
agree.
actually a local politician in Louisiana that was offering black people, because that was the base of where he needed votes, offering black people a limo ride and
What?
chicken.
What?
Yes,
I didn't
yes.
know
It made
about that
national
one.
news. It made national news.
I'm about to
They
look
will
that
promise
up.
us anything for a
Louisiana?
vote.
Oh yeah.
In
That
Louisiana?
doesn't. That does
For a
sound
fucking vote.
thirsty as
They'll
fuck.
promise anything for
You
a
know,
I
fucking
didn't
okay.
realize that.
Guys, if I
Yeah,
wanted
but if they
for
did that,
president,
they'd have to drop them off 200 feet from the polling center. They couldn't drop them off right at the polling center.
our president's gonna be mine.
Yes.
Vice president.
Honestly, I wish I had the money and enough people to do it. I would buy
Yeah.
old school buses and go into the underserved communities and make them get on that bus and like, let's go to the polling center.
Yeah, but you'd have to make sure that they were registered first.
I can't think of the name of the movement back then, but it'll come to me. But when they did the bus shit back then, it was some brilliant dude came up with all these black folks are not voting because they're afraid. And back then, you didn't even want to look a white motherfucker in the eye. This would be early 60s or something. You can get beat up or something. They said since they fear white motherfuckers, we're just going to get a bunch of white activists from up north, bring them down here, and simply go by all these houses, knock on them, and say, I'd like you to go out and vote. And that simple action and the fear and respect that they had for white people at the time, they went out in record numbers and won those fucking seats back then. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, is what it was called.
Yeah.
I met
What
some of
the
those
fuck?
guys.
Come on, Alo.
Oh
I
my
think we need to do
God.
that again. Honestly, I think,
Right.
I think there needs to be something that goes into these underfunded areas and get these people out to vote.
I'm okay with voting on a local level, but I'm wasting my time.
I mean,
taking
how
a
about
bunch
you
of
start
people
on
to
a
vote.
fundamental
Joe.
level
Yeah.
of giving
Joe,
them someone to vote for?
the same
Look
thing.
at our
I was wondering-
choices.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's like with our choices, I don't even know if I'm going to vote. That's the point.
Well,
Right.
here in Indiana, we're voting for governor this year, and the best candidate is an independent called Donald Rainwater.
Good. I mean, I don't know nothing about him, but it's just, you know, the fact that it's an independent, I'm thrilled.
Well, you have to start off at the ground level to get this thing straightened out with. So
Right.
even voting your local councilman, because they worked themselves into working, being governor or a senator or congressman for the state, and then they work for the federal, to get on up there. So you got to start out at the very bottom first.
You have to work your way up to the
But I
top.
think there needs to be a
I just want to say
constitutional
something.
amendment that says like these big lobbyists, big corp, pharma, and all them can no longer donate to campaign funds.
Or
I just want to say something
yes,
real quick.
and
corporate entity.
and the politicians can't accept that money, and they can't accept
JFK
these
Exactly.
seats on the boards of big pharma
It's the same.
companies
It's the
when
same
they
thing as
retire.
in my opinion, that's the same thing as a fucking bribe.
Yeah,
Well, think about it this way.
jobs waiting on them.
Think about it this way. All the people that work for that corporation, that have made that corporation the money, and then the corporation is going to go support a candidate that they may not support.
Yeah, I mean the Constitution already says it's illegal to take bribes.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, but they call it, instead of
Well,
a bribe, they label it as a campaign
contribution. They make the laws, so they're gonna write it so that it's legal. They make the laws. They're not gonna make
exactly.
I think all the loopholes need to be closed.
Trump said he was gonna do that shit. Obama said he was gonna do that shit.
I didn't trust Obama from square one.
I did the first time. He
I didn't trust him
this.
square
He
one.
promised all this stuff, and he never.
That's why I didn't trust him.
I mean, I can't totally throw away Obama's legacy. He did make sure we got universal health care.
Yeah,
and I've had a problem with that. When Obamacare kicked in, my second wife was 20 years older than me. She had to go to the hospital. She had COPD. Doctor comes into the room and she's never seen before. Says she's not a candidate for heart transplant. She's not a candidate for lung transplant. And he went out and started taking her off of all of the life support and put her on morphine, which is a respiratory deterrent. So he basically killed her under Obamacare. If it had been a real doctor would have done everything to keep her life as good as it could, but it was basically the death squad, which is what was talked about with Obamacare when it all came about.
Well, I'm really interested in that. Are you saying that had she gone in there previously under, I guess, ER? I'm assuming she
Four Corners.
Does she doesn't have the money or the insurance or something, so she's going into the ER, and you expect they would have saved her life, but Obamacare did not.
Yeah, Obamacare did not, and she was under Medicare, so she was retired.
Yeah,
and so she was not. She didn't have any value, so that was what was talked about when Obamacare was talked about, and it was, do people have no value? Then they're going to just let them die.
I know. Okay, I get that was talked about, but I'm not understanding how it occurred. Medicare didn't cover her expenses.
No, doctor just took her off of everything.
Well, why Medicare didn't cover it? And
Medicare would have. She didn't have a choice.
Oh, really?
He walked
they took
in the
people
room
off Medicare and put them on Obamacare.
Well, that's what it was. Anything to do with any medical now is Obamacare.
I sold drugs
Period.
for 50 years. I don't understand how the system works.
Well, my Social Security right now, I'm getting ready to turn 65. I have to go on Medicare. I don't have a choice. Government's not giving me a choice whether or not or not, unless I have my own insurance.
Well, that's been the shit before Obamacare. I don't see the.
I didn't have insurance beforehand. I don't need it now. I'm going to have to pay $174 a month for something I didn't have before. They're forcing me to do as a government agency. It's wrong.
I'll take your word for it. I don't understand it. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's wrong. I've got to pay $174 a month now, from October 1st on, to have insurance that I never had before. The only time I ever had insurance was before Obamacare. I paid it out of my own pocket. It was reasonable.
Or you could get your own insurance. Obamacare don't stop you from buying your own insurance.
But you know how much it is? $600 a month. Can you afford $600 a month for something that you might use?
Was it cheaper before Obamacare? Is that what you're talking
Absolutely. I paid $300 and some a month, and that was total for me for everything, dental, everything. Then when Obamacare kicked in, I had to pay $300 and some a month was what I paid, and the company cut the other half. When I no longer had worked for a company that covered insurance, it was going to cost me over $600 a month. Every year it went up another $100 under Obamacare.
I'm sorry that happened to you under Obamacare. I had asthma. I couldn't breathe. I had to go to clinics all the time and got thousands of dollars worth of medication under Obamacare. So sucked for you, saved my life.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Nancy just made the comment that Medicare was one of the options under Obamacare. And then also I was gonna say from my mother's experience, she has Obamacare, but someone who's retired, she was able to keep her Manny and Medi. So she has her red, white, and blue card. So I don't know why they didn't allow you to keep your Medicare. That's kind of strange. I don't know.
Well, it's not that you have to have Medicare now. Medicaid is probably what you're talking about that you could have besides Obamacare if you were destitute, didn't have money to pay for insurance. That's Medicaid. Medicare is what you get when you become a senior, and that's you're 65 and over, you get Medicare. There's two different things. One of them you pay for, the other one the government pays for.
Medicare is federal, Medicaid is state.
Right. And that's for the ones that can't afford insurance. And the trouble with Obamacare is if you don't have insurance, you were required to have insurance. You didn't have a choice. And at the end of the year, every tax year,
if you don't have insurance, they send you a fine for not having.
It comes out of your taxes.
Yeah,
it gets added on with your taxes. So I pay a fine every year for not having something I can't afford.
Is that how you guys bitch when auto insurance came about? Because when I was young, it wasn't mandatory. When it became mandatory, did you guys bitch and say it's the end of the world, how evil everybody is?
Lord, take me back to the days where I had the fake insurance cards in my car, you know?
No.
Like, oh, you want to see my insurance? Here.
I drove my motorcycle with no insurance. I think I did have insurance because my dad had it and I was under his plan when I started driving. And it was cheap. And it was higher than what a woman could drive. Now it's all the same because more women are driving than men.
Men do more accidents.
You just look down the road. Yeah, there's more accidents. You're right. And I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get into a man and woman fight.
Yeah, because women are shittier drivers, but we certainly have more accidents. I just looked at it. We have twice as many accidents as women.
But if you look at it, it was because more men are driving than women.
All right, I was wondering. Plus, we're goofy, right? We take chances and shit. Women just suck at driving.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Some of them.
Every accident I had there was a woman involved. Put it that way.
Yes.
She may not have been driving, but it was her fault.
What was the woman doing to you when you crashed, Danny?
Yes.
I was either headed to her house or I was headed away from her house.
Oh yeah, that's all your fault, buddy. I had two friends fighting over this chick, and they're arguing with each other and all of that bullshit. And then people are like, "How could you guys let this woman come in between y'all and make y'all fight?" I'm like, no, don't take away their agency, man. These motherfuckers made a decision to fuck with a skanky cheater, and they're getting what they got coming. It ain't her fault.
Yeah.
It ain't the woman's fault that you were leaving her house and had a crash at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
but I was going to say, I don't know if it was because he was black or what, but I've never been so disappointed in a president more than Obama. Aside from my personal experience with healthcare, I don't really feel Obama did everything he could have done. And that was the beginning of my disappointment. I don't know that
Yeah, but he
Trump
was
made me
young.
feel happier, and I definitely know that fucking Biden ain't made me feel happier. So now
Oh
I feel
hell
kind of
no.
hopeless. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Yeah.
So now you're going to vote Republican, right?
I
They're
mean,
all the same. They're all the same.
Exactly. They're all the same. They are. They are.
It is.
I was gonna
you
say that earlier.
think back in your lifetime, has there ever been some president that came out and got rid of the federal banks or did some heavy shit? No, it's always, your gas went up and your gas went down, milk went up and down, and we're touting a motherfucker for that. Oh, I paid $2 when so and so was in office. You petty, easily bought off motherfucker, you.
I just put $100 in my truck to fill it up. Before Biden got in and it was Trump, I would have put in $45.
Wow, that's
less than half to fill that same truck up. So you tell me what's happened. I go to the grocery store. I walked out with 3 little bags of groceries, little plastic bags. I used to have a grocery sack full.
What do you think
happens? Cost me over $100.
What happens when you create money out of thin air?
Well, it's not just that.
No. That's the question for now. What happens when you create trillions of dollars out of thin air? What happens years later? The money loses its value.
The money is worthless.
Exactly. Worthless. The price of everything goes up. While your gas was cheap, Trump gave away trillions of dollars. He added a third to the deficit at that current time.
But he
gave
also
away
had a plan
trillions for you to be happy and tout his name and say my gas was cheaper. But now you understand your gas is higher, your bread is higher, your milk is higher because him, Biden, and Obama created 90% of the money that's been in existence of the country under their last 3 administrations.
They got you so smoked that's the issue. We're already on a digital currency.
Yeah.
We're already on it. If you go and you swipe your card and you're not paying cash at the register, that's a digital currency. So that the money's already being created. The problem is Trump had a plan. He may have had a higher, amount that he raised our deficit as far as the country. But if you think about it, what I paid for my gas at $45, I could do that twice. So I could spend more money. What I didn't spend, like that other $60 or $55, I go to the grocery store. I buy more stuff at the grocery store than I can. So I take that $55. Now, basically, for $100, I filled my car and I've got my groceries. Now what I do? I still got money in my pocket. I go and I buy a bunch of clothes that I never bought. I go buy something else I didn't buy. I could go on a vacation I can't do. I could go do all this other stuff.
Aren't you forgetting something? While your shit was that cheap, dude gave away the store, and now your money is worthless. You're okay with that?
Didn't give away the store though.
There was the deficit at the time was $27 trillion, and he put over a third of that. He added to it, and fucking Obama did it too in 8 years. Trump did it in half the time.
What happened during Trump's administration? COVID.
Oh my God! Yes, COVID happened during Trump.
So during Trump's administration, a lot of people were out of work. So that extra money that was the deficit was all to pay people that couldn't go to work.
It didn't just happen.
Down the economy.
It didn't just happen that they were out of work. It happened under Trump. It ain't like it just happened and somebody tripped and fell out of work.
What if it happened under Ross Perot?
Then Ross Perot would be the guy who was a piece of shit for signing those contracts
he's not a piece
during
of shit,
Operation Warp Speed. Well, then he wouldn't have locked us down and ushered in an untested virus. Ross Perot, he's a good man. He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have gave contracts to Big Pharma where they don't have to give us any of the profits and we pay for everything. A good man wouldn't have done that.
Everything that Trump did to push the vaccine was because people were dying in this country. Joe, you and I have always had a conflict together.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with conflict.
Yeah,
I love you no less. I respect you no less.
I still do you too.
All right.
I love the
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what I don't love y'all white daddy Biden. Biden ain't did shit for us. The whole time he's been up there, he's been
He's the
one big
worst.
fat disappointment. He is the worst.
He's the
And, you know,
worst.
I've had people
all
want to
he
fight
is
him over Biden. Want to
Biden
fight him.
is
They're
just
like,
a
oh,
name.
look at he got all those people's student loans dismissed. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. There was
Came
a
out of mine in your
lawsuit.
pocket.
It was called Sweet versus Cardona. It was already rolling. Those people's loans got dismissed through Sweet versus Cardona.
He also came in talking about he was going to get rid of, let everybody out for weed crimes. Then once he got in, he changed it to federal crimes of a certain stature. And after everything that he passed, not one person fell under the standards to be freed under his fucking statute. And he came in.
Our prisons are more full. They're building more prisons. They're building more local jails, bigger jails.
I don't care if Biden made everything cheaper or not. I don't want a president that fucking sniffs fucking little kids' hairs and had showers with his fucking daughter until she was 18.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
would.
weirdo.
Biden's a pedophile.
He's that creepy uncle that nobody lets come on the holidays. Like, he's weird.
Ain't Trump the one
And
with
the fact that
he banged his daughter and all that bullshit?
The
Trump
moment he stopped running for president, he should not be president right now.
No.
I don't care if it's only a couple.
My man, you want Kamala in there. I
only-
like it. You
I
think
only care
Kamala
if
should
it's
be
a-
president? I like that.
I don't care if it's a day or fucking the next 50 days that we have. You know,
So-
he just should not be fucking president.
So Indiana, you're saying Kamala should be president now, huh?
No. Don't think she should be.
No.
Yeah, what I think what should happen is what could happen is Trump just walked back in the office and said, I didn't turn it over to you.
I'm taking it back. He never gave it up.
Yeah, the problem is Trump shouldn't even be in there either because that fucker
Why not?
runs a goddamn Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what's crazy?
And you don't think Obama did? You don't think all these other ones did?
Oh, Obama.
Even the Nation of Islam is endorsing
That's why
Trump.
you haven't seen the
Like,
list. Is
so
because
many people are
Hillary Clinton's
endorsing
got
Trump.
control of it.
No, I have the list.
Trump was there. He admits it. They got pictures of a video of him with Epstein. Talking about Epstein? Yeah, he likes them young. They got video of him with Epstein. He knew that he liked young motherfuckers. He was on the plane. Trump ain't got no room to criticize nobody.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Diddy's going to end up like Epstein.
I think
All
so too.
Of them will. All of them will. Trump
Living on an island somewhere after having their deaths fakes. All these Diddy and Epstein, they're all on an island somewhere living it up, and we think they committed suicide.
And the shooter,
Epstein's alive.
Yeah, they
the guy-
smoking them out in the middle of the night. That motherfucker on the beach somewhere.
A guy got his head blown off. He's still alive.
So I gotta ask y'all the
I
question
don't
here.
think so.
Are y'all
Yeah.
tired of Trump's assassination productions yet? Are y'all tired of that yet?
Productions, he says.
So you think Trump's doing that to himself? Is that what you're saying?
See, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna play a video, or
All right.
I might fast forward through part of it because I haven't watched.
Are you gonna play the video of the shooter? Because they have videos of the shooter getting on the roof, making a sandwich, rolling a blunt, drinking Kool-Aid.
This is a video.
It's calling
This is a
motherfuckers,
video.
texting
Did he
people.
slice a watermelon too?
Okay, hold on.
That's
Okay.
racist, bro. That's
And
racist.
check if the copyright.
This is a video is from the person.
Oh, this
from
is great.
2018,
Yes.
and it's his. And when they interrogate him,
This is
he
in
shows
Trump's.
that
This is in one of Trump's hotels, I think it was.
Yeah.
And listen at the shit that's yelling out of he's coming out of his mouth all these years ago. This is an interesting video. Oh, the sound not gonna be on his in the interrogation part, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. Okay, you my brother, so I like black people. Okay. My mom, I was raised.
The fuck? Okay.
But,
Listen
So he's from Africa, so he's not a racist.
Listen what he said about Diddy, though.
Yeah, but wait, yeah.
You know, took care
Start
of it,
talking
right?
about
So I
people.
love black people. Okay. I had settlement with Sean. Okay, he's Donald Trump. Okay, because he used to belong to their. He used to belong to that eliminated group that I told you about, which is an elite group. Okay, of individuals which run the whole country. All right.
All right.
Basically, what I did. Did you tell him did you explain him about the message? Or
Please. Elaborate.
I continues talking about how he was one of his
Friday, basically,
kids.
I went to Donald Trump. I went through the gates. I took I jumped the fence and I took the American flag. I put it in the front desk and I blew the chandelier. Basically, what I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay. Donald is still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying. Okay, keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and then
this guy's in a hospital, Gil. He's not in a prison suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
What's his
Because
investigation?
they want the United States to
Yeah, but you
they
did an investigation in a hospital, Gil.
Right.
They want the United States to fall. Donald was against their agenda. And the elections, they were bad. Teaching money, basically. They don't like making money. That's Illuminati. Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They made it in dance.
He's gonna talk about P. Diddy being part of the boule and all that shit.
And they have that issue. You understand? That means that.
Where's it talk about?
Just to serve, but she was my.
I've never seen an investigation in a hospital, Gil.
Well, I think you're onto something. He had to at least stop at the hospital, and if I'm not mistaken, he was shooting at someone. Either they shot him in the leg.
he got. What they did is they shot him in the leg.
Yeah.
So they stopped him.
So how many people have gotten shot or had to go to the hospital? They get them released, and then they take them to the jail, and that's where they do the investigation. They don't do it in the hospital.
No, I'm assuming he's at the jail. He's in a hospital. I'm not sure.
But he wouldn't be in a hospital down there.
He's at Bellevue
that makes more
Hospital
sense.
in the prison ward.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Where the hell does he talk about people?
Then that makes him not, if he's at Bellevue and he's in the hospital ward, then that makes him to where he can't even answer questions.
He's in the prison ward and they can interrogate there.
September 11th, 2001, and therefore. Okay.
Now tell me though how all of that led up to Thursday night, Friday morning.
Well, I've been trying. My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had Mark Garrett has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically, what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they
let him dribble.
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled, they're all gay.
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay.
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Now this interrogation.
Okay. Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian. Okay.
This interrogation happened in 2018, so it raised a lot of eyebrows when all this shit happened with P. Diddy.
The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
The hip hop agenda was laid out by Obama during his last presidencies purposely. That's why they had Tupac killed. Because when they kill him, you gain fame. When people, your record sales go up, and then people listen to your lyrics and everything, and then you become famous. Okay, that's how they do it. All right. Tupac's still alive. He's in Cuba. Basically, what happens is the hip hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to involve DEA. They move all the dope. Okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. All right, he calls it GG. That's liquid cocaine.
All right.
How do I know there's a conspiracy against Trump? Because it's in the Illuminati card deck. He should look at it for himself.
But let me bring you back to Thursday night, Friday morning. Sure. I mean, how did all of this? I think I better understand what you're saying. But what I want to know is how did that prompt you? How did that make you do what you did?
The cops are like, the cops tell you this isn't about
his assassination.
It's about you at Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's an agenda they're perpetrating on the media and the news. Example, Madonna is a client of Mercedes, Ben Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
He has her go on public TV and say, "Oh, someone should." I thought so many times of going up and blowing up the White House.
Gotcha.
Okay, they gave her that little message. That little message is Hillary's message. Okay, because Hillary sends it to Gary Ross, and Gary Ross gives it to Mercedes.
Now this guy sounds crazy.
Gotcha.
Okay, now
I get all that.
you're gonna need an internet so I can show you. If I show you the website, you're just gonna go like, oh fuck.
All right. Help me understand you.
Sure.
How old are you?
I'm 42. I've been through all my life.
Okay.
I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125
Yeah, but the ones that sound
crazy.
crazy are
Okay,
usually
but
the
he's
ones
scared
that
I was
right.
exposed.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you. I mean, obviously we never met.
I know.
I don't know you from Adam's
I
Cat.
know.
I'm trying to, we'll get back to the
Hey,
event in a minute.
I got like 30 years ago.
Yeah, he sounds crazy until all this shit happened. Really
I was born in South Africa.
What town? What city?
Newcastle, the Valley of a Thousand Hills. I'm from Zululand. I'm what you call a Zulu.
Okay.
I was born there, and then my parents were Latin descent from Argentina. They escaped the military dictatorship in Argentina.
Pinochet, all that.
No, the Argentina one. Yeah, my Pinochet was a Chilean one, but
Okay.
I can't remember. It was like a military dictatorship. I can't remember the names.
All right. How many years did you stay in South Africa?
12 years in South Africa, and I stayed 12 years in Argentina. And then I came here to the United States, and I've been here 20 years since.
Okay.
18 years.
Parents. So you got a mother and father that's still alive?
Dad came and visited me, died here of
Okay.
cancer. And mom went back at home, I think, visiting with my sister.
Okay, we don't want to hear about your fucking parents.
What I did is I threw away everything I had because
Well, before you go, what is everything? What did you, when you say you threw away everything, what's that?
my documents, everything I had, because I know they've been trying to follow me, and I just don't want my personal info getting,
I got you. No, I think I understand, but I mean, what I'm trying to understand is how can you have a business and not have a computer or work the phone?
Oh, I had it. I just threw them away the same day. I threw it all away.
You threw what away?
My computers and everything.
Well, where did you throw them away at?
The garbage. for the TV.
Yeah.
The thing is, you've been fed the wrong foods and medicines which blind you. Okay, most of the pharmaceutical industry that's all you need. Okay, previous in real estate in America.
Come on. I'm
Do
sorry,
you have,
everybody.
Anybody that you can think of that you used to work with, that you trust? Anybody, any former coworkers? Anybody that you would reach out to if you ever needed help at any of those jobs?
No,
No? Okay.
because my Americans are my people. I went there. I knew what I was doing. I can explain the American people what's the problem.
The skin.
All right, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to try to find a different one where he actually talks about it. Let's continue talking if you want to. I'm going to look at this up real fast. John.
It's too quiet in here.
I know.
Sorry, I was kind of preoccupied. I got my old vehicle sitting in the driveway.
Okay.
I had to get it fired up, get the fucking tire pump back up on it. I don't know why I put a brand new battery in it like a couple months ago, and it went dead and clicked.
Oh, dude. Okay, my bad. Shit, son of a bitch.
What?
I'm such an idiot. I found it and I was playing it and I forgot to put it on the screen. That's why it's so quiet.
Oh yeah. I noticed that when we started pulling out of Afghan, that the heroin started dying down and Fetty started showing.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
It is one of the strangest interrogations we have ever covered here on Sidebar. And in light of a criminal indictment against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, some people are seeing it in a whole new way. We're taking another look at the bizarre claims made by a man accused of shooting up one of former President Donald Trump's Florida hotels and his connection to Sean Combs. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So as you know by now, rapper Sean Diddy Combs is facing sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
Whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay.
Quick aside here, the Boule is a real thing. It's the senior leadership of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. Our understanding, it's the oldest postgrad.
You don't stop listening and you take notes, and there's a way to kind of get interested in that during that interview.
Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with people and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right?
Now, Cassie is Cassandra.
So he admitted to being a sex slave. And this was back in 2018. So nobody wanted to believe him. But who knows?
Hey, Indiana.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I have to go now. You guys, I dropped the link. Please support Indiana. I gotta leave. I dropped his link. Everyone go support him, please. If you don't,
thanks everybody for watching from Gregory's.
Yeah, if you don't support, I strangle you. No, I'm talking. You guys, please support him. Okay?
If you don't support, we're dunking your head in the toilet.
Okay, you guys take it
Oh,
easy.
it better be a golden
Thank you.
toilet.
Oh my God.
Swirly time. And the crickets happen again.
Yep. So what's happening in Central Florida?
Nothing much besides just messing around with the damn car sitting in my driveway.
Yeah. Cape Cod, what's up, brother?
So where'd the squirrel go this time?
Squirrel?
I don't know.
Yeah, we started off with a specific question and then ended up squirreling out the other things. I've kind of lost track. I've kind of lost track of where the topic has went.
It all kind of goes together because, I mean, even God says He'll cause a lot of stuff, natural disasters. There'll be
calamities,
scandals, calamities.
Yeah. And this is what we first started talking about. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. They will have none to lend them. But you will have none to lend them. In the end, they will be your rulers.
Well, look at who we've had in office since Obama. Obama was a foreigner. Then you had Trump get in office, which you might as well say he was a fucking foreigner. But then now you got Joe Biden that wasn't any better, that just continued on what Obama was doing. And then now they're wanting to put come dumpster Kamala in. It's like
Scamala. You mean Scamala?
It honestly is like, what the fuck?
Well,
Well, I mean, dude, this is a issue that's been going on since George Bush got in fucking office.
Shit, which one?
The son. That's when everything started getting implemented and everything is going the way it's going now, is based off the actions he took.
Yep.
We need to fucking put a president in that's going to get rid of the fucking Patriot Act altogether. Somebody that's going to be like, you know what? Screw you. I don't care what the hell you say. Shit's going to be changed.
Yeah,
and put it back to where put it where it needs to be. Because you know Trump puts up a good game, but he bends over backwards for the fucking shadow government behind the scenes, regardless.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We need somebody that's in office that's going to say "fuck you." That's not scared to stand up against that shit, and that's going to do what needs to be done. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have never ever allowed the Patriot Act to ever go into effect.
It was all fear mongering, is what it was. They played off of everybody's fucking fear. They laid out that orchestrated fucking attack on September 11th in order to fucking play on everybody's fears to put that in place.
Yeah. I thought I had the echo, but shit. I don't know what they're on.
No. Hold on, I'll be right back.
What up?
What up, everybody? Yeah.
What's
Cop
up, brother?
Watcher here with y'all. I heard
Hell
something
yeah.
about crickets. I scared crickets away.
Hell yeah.
I have an echo somewhere.
Cape Cod Cop Watch reminds me of like an old
Hold on, I
80s.
have an echo.
It reminds me of the Macho Man Randy Savage era.
Yeah.
He comes in with that same energy the Macho Man Randy Savage had, like, oh yeah.
Oh, I miss the old Slim Jim commercials with Randy Savage.
Oh hell yeah. That was the golden age of the Slim Jim commercials.
Yeah.
You're looking kind of famished, little brother. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Yeah, bitch smack somebody across the screen. That's the type of energy we need to bring back to this country.
Yeah. Hey, Darlene, how you doing, sweetie?
Yeah, I had an echo on that. Oh yeah, snapping into a Slim Jim.
Snapping into a Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I heard
what
you
we-
say something about crickets. So I was like, I can solve the cricket issue.
Yeah, we started talking about actually it was Dustin's idea or KS4OG's talk about, is this the end of the world? And we're looking at quotes from the Bible and stuff, like what's going on with, they opened the borders and now all these people are coming in. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. They will have money to lend you, but you will have none to lend them. In the end, they will be your rulers. So I don't know.
I'm like, just put it this way: Civil War is coming, and Civil War is going to lead
That's
into
what
another.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking.
A Civil
Either a
War is
rebellion,
coming, and it's coming
Civil
right
War,
here.
or
It's down near
rebellion.
us, and like people don't want to see it. Like
Yeah,
we'll find
because
out.
there's too many people out there that don't want Kamala Harris as a president, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want Trump as president. So when that happens, it's going to cause a lot of shit.
Like I do honestly, no lie, I do see more Trump supporters than I do Kamala.
The problem therein lies, though, is that there's no middle ground. If we had somebody that was independent, that didn't have the same views as Kamala or Trump, that was able to give us a better option, then you would see unity. But because there's no other option besides the two of them, that's where you're going to get your civil war.
Yeah, well, Kennedy.
What'd you find for us?
Kennedy
This guy here is running as like a marital or somebody for our government here, local government. He was told by the chambers that he can no longer speak as a candidate. He's a write-in candidate for like the city or county commissioners seat, and they pretty much said, "Shut up, we don't care, you're not talking."
This is where you live.
Yeah.
Why are they saying he can't run?
I was told by the chambers that I cannot speak at any forums or debates because I'm a write-in candidate. And that's fine. I was not upset. But they did not end there. They also I was told I better not post anything about it or else I better drop it. This is our government telling candidates they cannot talk about their political views to get people to vote for them. Because they want the good old boy system still in our government so they can get away with shit.
That's where the people in that community needs to fucking start banding together around that guy and be like, nah, fuck you. You want to come and do something to him, you're going to have to go through us to get to him.
Yeah.
They're trying to strip the Second Amendment completely in the state of Mass. Indiana watched the video. They're trying to make it so like just about all law-abiding citizens who own a gun legally is going to wake up one morning.
Problem is, what Massachusetts, what Massachusetts is doing is unconstitutional thanks to a bunch of new Supreme Court rulings.
It is, and I made aware of it the other night because I even asked a guy who did an interview with a gun like a gun shop, And he's like, if this goes through, I'm gonna have to get rid of all my long guns. And like I won't be able to have long rifles or something like that is what he said. Like
No,
but
he doesn't have to get rid of them.
he can't sell them. He won't be able to sell them.
Yeah, you can, because the law is unconstitutional.
I know, but the thing is like you can't even have a gun if you ain't got an FID card.
Unconstitutional, all permits and all that.
It is. I agree.
Pretty much these gun shops and law-abiding citizens need to stand up to the states and say, look, the Supreme Court's already ruled this is constitutional. Fuck off. We're not going to follow your unconstitutional law. Let's go to court. Because that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, a lot of us
there's something that's happened here in Florida recently that I just found out about. It happened down in the same county that the armed fishermen's from, Port St. Lucie. There was a gentleman that was a Second Amendment rights activist. I don't know if it was him, if it was Solo Yacker or somebody else, filed a lawsuit against the state rep and against the county of St. Lucie. And the county and the representative never responded to the lawsuit, and it automatically put in a default judgment in favor of the plaintiff.
Yeah.
Which sets precedence for open carry here in Florida. Now that there's been a judgment through the court system in favor of it being unconstitutional, it's setting a precedence now where it's
I was just
going
looking.
to
I was just looking online, and I found a lot of different things about people talking about a civil war coming or rebellion.
The Civil War is coming to a town near you soon, and people are more worried about like stupid little shit like, oh, I need a new.
I don't even know if I can look at this because it's New York Times, but
yeah, but like, nah, there's a war coming, and people ain't looking at it like that. They're like, oh, everything's gonna be just peachy. Okay, not when the missiles are coming at you.
I ain't gonna be missiles. It's gonna be rifle rounds.
The
problem is,
I was over
rifle rounds you got to worry about. You got to worry about people. You got to worry about the rednecks that have crossbows and bow and arrows.
Honestly, I would rather be with the rednecks with the crossbows and arrows rather than the government that ain't gonna protect you.
Yeah, I mean, you even have law enforcement speaking out on this.
Yeah, because that's gonna like if they do pass that law in the state of Mass, that's gonna mean we're gonna have some cops running around this state with no guns because they're gonna strip them of their rights.
No law. Yeah, I've looked into that law.
It's even
law enforcement will still have the guns. Law enforcement will still be allowed to carry guns, but the citizens won't.
See, this law is so fucked. Nobody really understands it. Like, it just came out of nowhere, and it's just like, even high people who know this stuff, they read it and they're like, yeah, dude, it's so confusing. Yeah, and it 100% is unconstitutional.
Yeah,
and we need to do something about it. And
and it's like, whose side are you on? I'm sorry, I'm on the American citizen side.
Yeah, no, this is from Tim Pool. He's suing Harris right now for slander and defamation because they're calling him a Russian spy. But no, Congress is now worried about a mass casualty where they're trying to make a constitutional amendment to where they can plan for their successors.
Dude, and I mean, that all pulls back into what I was telling Indiana. I mean,
exactly, Darlene. Exactly, Darlene. But the only thing is
them saying that they're going to bring in the UN. They already authorized the UN to come in to help local law enforcement for peacekeeping.
Darlene
You
is
allow the UN to step in.
a lot of
We're
people
fucked.
won't stand up.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that. You
A
know,
lot of
there
people
are-
won't stand up. That's the issue.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
while we're out there standing
because
up
they don't-
for
they-
our right, I
they're
get
too-
people
they're-
all the time like, dude, you're making no change. You want to make a bet? I'm half the reason, if not more of the reason why Barnstable got body cams. Because in just about all my videos, I'm like, they don't have body cams. They don't have body cams. They can set you
Yep.
up and it's your word against their word. But they can't deny it when there's a video.
Yeah.
And they just got him this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
So,
plus the United States just sent 130,000 Fort Campbell soldiers to the Middle East. Now they're activating 38,000 National Guard to go to the Middle East.
You want to hear something, Dustin? The lady that my coworker of my wife's is in the Air Force, and she's been activated to be deployed. She doesn't know when. It's within the next 3
Are you
4
shitting
months.
me?
No, but she's been
Yeah.
She's been activated to be deployed within the next 4 months to the Middle East.
Wow.
They're slowly
130,000, 101st Air Cab, air assault
Fuck.
are going to the Middle
I'm sorry,
East.
but fuck that. It's not our war.
They made it our war. They put us
I
in the middle of
understand
it.
if we. I understand if we want peace, right? We have to stop.
But
We have
like
to step in.
38,000.
But right
National
now,
Guard.
but sending all that fucking money to one side, they're not trying to stop a war. They're trying to win a war for a certain side.
Yeah.
The National Guard was never meant to be sent overseas and deployed. The National Guard is exactly what its title is.
National
They are
Guard
for
is for our
national security.
That's why they call them National Guard.
Yeah, the National
We're
Guard was
losing
only supposed to be
our
activated to
security on our
protect
end.
our borders.
Yeah. Have you played the game Risk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you thin your army to a point, the way they're doing it now, like America's going to be taken over.
The problem is we're going to be taken over from the inside out.
Well, that's why they're sending.
It's happening
That's why they're
that's what's
sending.
happening right now.
Well, dude, that's why they're
And, like,
sending our military overseas.
and that's
that way,
why
our military is not here to stop it.
That's why I didn't have an answer for Joe Cool, because you know they're all. In my opinion, I think they're all the terrorist ones that they say that they can't find. 80. What is it? Was
800. That was 800,000 known terrorists in the United States that come through the southern border
800.
that they can't
I
find.
almost
That was
said
from
80.
last year.
Just
Who knows
alone
what that number is now?
in the
Exactly.
last
So
3 months, at least once a month, there was another illegal immigrant having SA on a minor.
Yeah.
And and one of them, I think it's like ICO or something. Or something along those terms. They let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They let him go. They let him right back out on the street so he can go harm more children.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like I
it's
said,
the-
they
it's the
just
same-
let him go.
It's the same thing that happened up in New York.
The only
A guy
ones they're arresting
murdered someone
are
up
the
there.
ones that murdered someone.
And it's
That's
all
all they're
these
arresting for.
sanctuary cities and cashless bail places that are letting them go. Because you had the
It's
guy
only-
up in New York City that murdered somebody. They let him go on an ROR bond, went down to Georgia and murdered someone.
Yep.
It's like, why? Like, why? Why? And you're locking.
Now, does
people
that
up.
mean does that mean that that person is the same as all illegal immigrants? No, but I'm saying
Either way,
I think
either way, if
there
you're
are.
here illegally, you're a criminal. Either way, because you're here illegally.
Yeah. No, there's been independent news people going up in Aurora talking to the Venezuelans and a lot of them that came over here. They're like, we want to go back. We're tired of this shit. We'd be better off in our own country.
Like if we were to try to sneak into another country, yeah, we'd be lucky if we would get to walk away with our life.
Oh hell! If we were to sneak
No,
into Canada,
we wouldn't have the ability to. They would either deport you or they would kill you.
No, like if I was to cross into Canada right now illegally, I'm spending 10, 15 years in prison before they deport me back to the United States.
Exactly, and then you're gonna end up facing time in the United States.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just the same thing with Mexico. You cross over into Mexico, they're going to fucking arrest you, and you're spending 30 to 40 years in fucking prison down there.
Yeah, but
if you got like millions of dollars on you, you can buy your way out.
When we had the refugees come over here, it cost us like $20 billion a week just to maintain them, hotel rooms, feeding them, giving them everything they need. When we got homeless veterans.
Yeah, we have homeless people on the fucking streets while they're living in fucking 5-star hotels.
Yeah, they're getting ready to
are
shut
not getting them
our
out.
hotels down.
Well, the funny thing about that shit is look at fucking New York. The homeless shelters where they had the homeless people staying at, they got kicked the fuck out, bringing these immigrants in. They kicked out the people of this country and moved them in.
That in the public schools
and that's not saying and that's not being hateful. That's speaking straight fact.
Yeah,
it's
Freedom News now.
They're getting ready to shut down Best Western.
Had a good live one day about it.
Comfort Inns, Motel 6, the Cadillac and the Colonial and 231, which are all like the 1-star, 2-star motels down because they're tired of all of the illegals and all.
I'm gonna share this.
I
made this video and because it gave me some hope towards my state, but after hearing from KS4FD, I think the video I might either just take it down or I don't know if they really are using the hotels and all that shit they're trying to do.
That the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua is in El Paso. Local migrants are reacting to whether they've seen any gang activity in their shelters.
Yeah, they're looking for shelter. Yeah, they're saying in their shelters. Bullshit. I'm sorry. That's homeless shelter right there, not immigration shelter.
And even though they have not experienced problems, they say they're prepared to
escalate
situations at their facilities.
As it specifically
I
relates
met a
to the
few new homeless people on the green.
What about American citizens right there? You know,
they got evicted out of their house. And as soon as they moved out, immigrants were moving in right away.
Who may be problematic for them, but they also
that same day they were moving in.
With you, when you look at the men's shelter, we work with 100 men a night.
It's sad. It's sad.
Have conflict.
He says the staff has to react and be able to de-escalate any type of confrontations. Even though the Opportunity Center has not had problems with Tren de Aragua members, they see conflict with migrants or the homeless population often.
But the direct answer to your question is that we've seen no specific incidents that we would say is related to a gang. Now, that's not to say that we haven't had an individual within our building, but again, we focus on people, and that's really the primary focus.
And find out how the Opportunity Center deals with conflicts at their shelters, specifically at the men's shelter, which is behind me. That's coming up tonight on ABC7 at 6.
Yeah, screw you.
Central El Paso,
use that for fucking citizens.
This one apparently, though, is authored by Justice Gorsuch, which means people senior to him now could be releasing opinions. It always gets released in reverse seniority. Thank you, Sammy. So we will look to see what we've got in opinion.
In Indianapolis to get Hoosiers in.
This is the part where I thought.
There's a new effort in Indianapolis to get Hoosiers in need off the street and into an apartment. And it's all part of.
Notice why they said to help Hoosiers. That's why I thought, but KS4FD thinks they're going to use it for the immigrants.
of a pilot program, a new one to address homelessness and the population in the Circle City.
Yeah, Fox 59's Michael Van Scoik explains exactly how this new initiative will work.
People have been living on the street, often have very high barriers to housing.
The city of Indianapolis has been working on affordable housing development for several years, but as projects like that take time, a new master leasing pilot program would take advantage of apartments that already exist.
It's taken longer and longer to build buildings, and it's becoming much more complicated financing. So the idea of this is to get units online faster for people experiencing homelessness.
It's an idea that originated in Milwaukee. Rodney Stockman says he's the city's senior strategy director for homelessness. The program would pay rent for some 30 apartment units starting in November.
We've got. Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rent already used apartments and then give it to the homeless. And then I put this.
Illegal immigrants flooding the U.S.
Flooding the U.S. contributed to what the highest number of homeless in the country since the data was first recorded. Which cities draining their coffers to fund shelters? A reporter says.
Like here on Cape Cod, they're cutting down a lot of woodland, and it's not only humans that are becoming homeless. You got these animals that are becoming homeless, and they wonder why coyotes and raccoons and all them like species that would be living in the woods are coming into like in neighborhoods eating people's cats, dogs, because we're taking away their home. They have nowhere to live. Like, you know, like
Hey, it's not that the cats and dogs things. That's them.
I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
What they're
coyotes,
voodoo stuff. Yeah,
coyotes. Like I was outside one morning. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and neighbor across the street spotlight came on, and you had like a coyote running across the yard.
Oh yeah.
Legit, the coyote was like maybe 50 feet away from me.
Oh shit.
And they wonder why coyotes are coming in there like.
Gee, I wonder why. Because other people are going to their territory.
They're cutting down the trees. They're tearing up their homes. They have nowhere to go. So now you got these animals that are homeless. So of course, like these coyotes are coming into people's yards.
Yeah, and plus, does it help the fact that every single nation? I'm not talking about U.S. or any specific nation. The whole damn world we're destroying ourselves. We're destroying our nation, our world. I mean,
yeah,
all the bullshit that we do,
dude. And they tear it down for more apartment complexes, more like building offices. It's like, yo, why don't we just take every abandoned place? Because there's thousands and thousands, if not billions, of abandoned homes all across the United States.
Yeah.
Why don't we take those and utilize them, fix them up?
Now,
that's a lot cheaper. That's a lot cheaper than cutting down acres of forest, building a whole new apartment complex. When we already have buildings that are abandoned that we could use. Like, dude, up the street from where my mom lives, these dudes built this fucking big ass mansion, right? Guess what? I've only seen somebody there like 5 times in fucking 10 years. 5 times.
Now, if one of the legal immigrants went in there and just, went in there, started living there without even the owner knowing, they could possibly end up
owning it.
Owning it, yeah.
It's called squatter rights.
Yeah, but do Americans have the same squatter rights?
Yeah, but we'll get arrested for it, though. There's a difference.
I'm saying.
Oh, you're
that means Americans don't have the same rights.
No, we don't. Dude, we have no rights. If you're an American, you got no rights. You really don't, because, dude, I watch these. Like, if you pay attention to my car accidents,
yeah,
enough said. Yeah, like they're driving illegally. They don't have licenses. I would go to court, and they would make almost $4,000 on these people. And I can't speak English. Don't have a driver's license. And what do? They go get a driver's license before the next court date, so they can beat the case and get it dismissed upon $100 or $200 or whatever, and all the other charges are dismissed. If I would just to get arrested without my license and got my license, I would still be fucked. I'd still be screwed. I wouldn't get away with that.
Yeah. See, now this doesn't make sense right now. Illegal immigration is the migration of people into a country in violation of that country's immigration laws. Well, I guess we don't have those laws anymore.
No, it
fucking sad.
Like, it even says that the American flag shall not be presented on any article of clothing altered in any type of way. The American flag is only supposed to be flown on a flagpole. We're not supposed to be wearing it. We're not supposed to be representing it like that. It is supposed to be on a fucking flagpole. But we gotta spread the love. Like, America's dying. It's not going to be United States of America no more.
Mm.
If I'm wrong, let me know. Like, hey, that's the way I'm looking at it. Like, the place.
It's what it seems like.
I was born right here in Mass. I've never had a residence outside of Mass. To me, I am a native to this country. I'm not an immigrant. I'm a native. I was born here. Like third generation or something like that. So, therefore, like, I am a native to this country.
Yeah.
I'm just not a Native American. There's a difference there. I will never claim to be Native American, but I am a native to this country. I couldn't join the Air Force. They wanted me to join the Army or the Marines, somewhere where, like, they could get me so I kick in the door and hopefully die. Said, fuck no. I want to fly a jet. Ever since I was a little kid. Because we had Otis Air Force Base right here on Cape Cod. The first jets that were over 9/11, over New York on 9/11. Like, you know what they did? Oh, they got rid of that base and made it a jail. There's no more jets on here. They took the jets off Cape. And we're the furthest sticking out peninsula of the United States. We're number one target. Now, we have no defense on Cape Cod. That was our only defense, was the naval base, and they got rid of it for a jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to end it, Andy, because I got to go.
It's all good, buddy. Yeah. Everybody, thanks for joining. Love you all.
Not a problem. I'll probably go live, so if y'all want to come later and shoot the shit, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm always good people here,
yeah.
so
What,
welcome on my channel. Yeah. Wait, I gotta do it right. What up? Yeah. Captain Cop Archer says, catch you later, everybody. Be safe. Always film the police. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Peace.
All right. Have a good one.
Later, buddy.
Y'all.
Hey, take care, buddy.
Later.
Peace.
Buddy.